to Granada Hills Center for Spiritual Living. I am Vinu Alag, one of the new practitioners, I guess not so new anymore. Reverend Mike has a night off, so I get this opportunity to be here with you all today for this meditation. We're joined by Ian and Renzen, helping us in the back, and Reverend Kathy tonight. So will this all just settle into our breaths, just get still, and just join us as we dim the lights and light the flames of faith, our call to service. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all people and all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practice of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. And we light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light the 10th candle for those who are as yet unaware of spirit in their lives, and for the space we are holding for them here at the center. And as Reverend Kathy lights the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experienced the healing flame of God's eternal love.
I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I surrender, I surrender. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I surrender, I surrender. I trust in God.
So join me, please, as I speak in the I am for everyone here and online. I recognize that presence, that life, which is the life of God, which is love and trust and peace. And I am one with this presence of God, of love, trust, and peace. So I hereby proclaim right now that this evening, this meditation, this Get Real and Heal service is a perfect and complete idea in the mind of God. As I go within and meditate, I know that I embody this trust and love and peace within, and that whatever needs to be revealed is revealed. And so I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for this evening, for Vino doing the meditation, for the sound, and for everyone here and online. I just give thanks for this evening of love, enlightenment, trust, and peace. So with deep gratitude, I release my word to the law. It is done, it is so, and together we say, and so it is. Thank you, everyone. Welcome, happy summer. And what I'd like to talk about tonight, how many people have probably heard the term red flags in a relationship? If you're online, you can raise your hand, even though I don't see you. But what about green flags? I read this on that profound, enlightening feature, Facebook, of all places. Somebody posted this. Most of Facebook, I just scroll along unless they're cat pictures. But this was, I thought, good. It talks about green flags in people. I'll read some of them. Celebrate your wins. Remember small things about you. Respect boundaries. Listen without being defensive. Allow you to fully be yourself. You don't have to watch what you say, and they support your goals. And I like this because to me, these are the ideal qualities in a friend or in a relationship. But one thing I do know is that if I want to attract these kind of people, I have to embody those qualities myself. And another thing I like about it too, I believe that it's better to focus on what I want rather than what I don't want. You know, it's one thing to look back at old relationships and what didn't work and maybe bring up a little bit of resentment, but that ultimately isn't going to help move forward. It's better to focus on what you want. And there's so many things now on the internet now and on YouTube about red flags in relationships, toxic relationships, narcissism. So, but ultimately, what is it you want? Tyler Jameson is an associate professor of human development and family studies at the University of New Hampshire. She says, we can better focus our attention on we can either focus our attention on running from what we fear, failing being hurt by someone we love, or we can channel our energy running towards something that we want, a great job, a loving relationship. I don't know this doctor if she has any science of mind background, but that fits in what Ernest Holmes talks about in mental equivalence. Ernest says on page 279 of the textbook, if we have a real embodiment, then we can demonstrate it. We erase from our consciousness by pouring in an opposite thought. If we're focusing on toxic relationships, focus on those green flags. So, if I want to attract people who are green flag, I'm going to choose to embody those qualities. And I'll close on page 295 of the Science of Mind textbook. We must bring ourselves to a place in mind where there is no misfortune, no calamity, no accident, no trouble, no confusion, where we focus on where there is nothing but plenty, peace, power, life, and trust. And so it is. Oh, announcements. Yeah, sorry, I just thought of that. We've got some good announcements today. One of the things, practitioners are available, and on Sundays we're available in the treatment room for a 2-minute tune-up. But if you'd like to spend more time talking to a practitioner, or if you're out of the area, you can go to CSLGH.org and find a practitioner. On Sunday, June 30th, is Brunch with the Rev with Reverend Mike. This is your last chance for one-on-one before summer vacations. There's a sheet in Sparks Hall, but since most of you are online, you can call Melissa in the office in the morning, and you can let her know what you plan to bring. Oh, yes, and you can also leave a message. And don't worry, you don't have to be a gourmet cook. Trader Joe's has some great stuff, so bring some food and your love to share. Stay tuned for exciting summer Sangha news coming soon. And there's summer music camp July 18th through the 12th, and summer theater camp July 15th through the 19th. We'd love to have the congregation spread the news. Please grab a few flyers to share in our community. And that's our announcements, and now we will go to our meditation.
Thank you, Reverend Kathy. And for anyone who hasn't been to one of our potlucks, it is really one of like the highlights. I mean, who doesn't love getting together with loved ones and eating good food? And it just brings the community together in a different way. You know, this is beautiful here. We here meditate together. Sunday, we have our uplifting service. And then the potlucks just have a different energy too. And it only happens once a quarter. So if you're free, please come and join us. So it looks like our Science of Mind textbook is getting lots of play today, because I too thought I would share something from this before we start our meditation. So I came across this center about, we're in 2024, about 7 years ago now. And I had no idea who Ernest Holmes was. I had no idea what Science of Mind was, or what CSL was. And a series of synchronicities brought me through that front door. On a day it was closed. I knocked, someone answered. It turned out to be Reverend Michael McMorrow. And I was actually just interested in the bookstore. So when I realized, oh, I'm in a spiritual center, it was like, can I back out slowly? But he was really kind and welcoming. He said, let me open up the bookstore for you. And I walked in there, and there were so many books that I actually owned that were on my bookshelf already. So I was like, oh, that's intriguing. And so we just got to talking. And I asked, so what is this place and what are you all about? And I don't remember like the details, but I remember the essence of it. I remember thinking, oh, wow, so much that I have studied in the past and so much I have practiced in the past just felt like it was very aligned with everything he was saying. You know, and then he invited me to Sunday service, and that very Sunday I came to service, and it's just amazing. But I remember one thing I said to him that day. I said, this Ernest Holmes guy sounds a lot like Rumi, who I've studied for the last 10 years at that time. So from 2010 to 2020, I studied this Rumi course with my teacher and now dear friend, and so many similar things, right? They were like, our thoughts are creative. We are powerful and unique expressions of the divine. Every single thing we need is within us. So many similarities. And I know other deep truths and major religions' deep truths hold the same. But for me, that was my background. So I needed that resonance to feel connected. And I think Rumi brought me here, is how I feel. And as I got to take classes here and learn more about Ernest Holmes, I thought, he's a modern day mystic. He also is a modern day mystic. So I wanted to share something from our textbook. The definition of mystics. A mystic is one who senses the divine presence. Some people confuse mysticism with psychism, and it is important that we make a clear distinction. A mystic is one who intuitively senses reality. The highest and best that we have in civilization, music, art, religion, philosophy, poetry, science, etc., is the result of the mystic sense which has been perceived by a few in each age. So again, as I got to know more about Ernest Holmes, his writings they're pretty straightforward, they're really relatable, but I've always sensed this hint of a poet within him. He has a heart of a poet, and it doesn't always come across. But if any of you have this book, and you may not even realize, there's actually like maybe 30 pages of short meditations in the back of this. I've taken so many classes that have used this book, And I haven't gone through all of them, but there's so many beautiful ones, and I'll share one today. I went into a mountain. I have discovered a secret place within, where the thought goes into a mountain high above the din of the world. I have found in this mountain a place of peace and rest, a place of joy and comfort to the heart. I have found that the secret place of God is within my own soul. I will listen for thy voice. Now, I don't know about you, but if someone had just read that to me and said, oh, who is that? I don't know if I would have come up with Ernest Holmes. He has this really beautiful, poetic way about him in his meditations. And maybe that's why I was really drawn to his books as well. So yes, it is the science of mind, but that science of mind incorporates art and beauty and poetry. So before we go into our meditation, I would also like to share a little bit of a 13th century mystic. This is from A Year of Love, 52 short poems by Rumi, and this is actually one of my teacher's books, Omi the Arabian. And it's great if you're somebody who feels a little intimidated by poetry or longer poetry, because this one is actually 52 quatrains. So they're just 4 lines, and they're 52 for the 52 weeks. So you can just kind of open it up and pick one for the day, or you can go in order, however you wish. But I like it because it's a good starting point. And I felt like when I read that meditation from Ernest Holmes, I went through so many different Rumi translations and Rumi books, trying to come up with something, and I couldn't. And then I got still. And then I settled down. And then I was led to our textbook. And then I was led to the meditations in the back. And then I was led back to this book. Just another reminder that we are always divinely guided. We just have to get still. We just have to get quiet. We just have to allow ourselves to receive the intuition that is always, always ours. There's this idea that, somebody's more intuitive than others. Well, the truth is, the capacity for that intuition is the same in everyone. It's just a matter of opening up that valve, of tapping into that intuition, of opening up that connection to the divine, to source, to God, to love, whatever word feels right for you, the all that is, the beloved, as Rumi says. This solitude is worth more than 1,000 lives. This freedom is worth more than all the world. To be alone with the divine for a time is worth more than this, more than that, more than life, more than the world. I'll read it one more time. This solitude is worth more than 1,000 lives. This freedom is worth more than all the world. To be alone with the divine for a time is worth more than this, more than that, more than life, more than the world. So how beautiful that every Wednesday night we have the opportunity here at our center to connect to this space of solitude, this beautiful energy here that vibrates amongst each person who sits here in the sanctuary and those online, whether you're here live tonight or watching at a different time. Because time and space, it's all infinite when we go higher up in perspective. So as we get ready to go into our meditation, let's first take a couple of deep breaths together. Just inhaling and just releasing. Letting go of the day before us, all the weight of the world, letting go of the chatter, knowing that I am exactly where I need to be tonight. I am exactly where I need to be in this moment. That solitude is a precious thing. It is a gift that we give ourselves. So let's just settle down into our bodies. If you're seated in a chair, just root your sit bone, root your feet. Have your back straight and yet comfortable. Notice your shoulders. See if you can drop them just a little bit. If you're sitting cross-legged like I am now, you can also just root down into the ground. Shift a little bit in the hips just to make sure you're comfortable. And just go to your face. How does my face feel? Is it taut? Does it feel constricted? Can I loosen my cheeks, my eyes, my forehead? Can I soften into the space? How does my neck feel? Am I connected? Am I rooted? Does it feel weighty? And if so, come back to the shoulders and just support the body together. And just continue down the body, just noticing any area where there might be some tension or tightness or resistance even. Just knowing that there are no mistakes in meditation. There is no right or wrong. Any rules that are out there are created for whoever wants to follow those rules, but there are none. We are here together in this space to go within and connect with that still small voice within ourselves. And whatever way feels comfortable to you will be the way that you continue to come back to this practice. So let's take another deep breath together, inhaling and releasing. Just noticing the dimness. If you feel comfortable, close your eyes. If you'd rather have them open, just have them flutter downwards towards the floor. Just notice. Notice, how do I feel now versus 15, 20 minutes ago when I walked into the room? Thoughts may arise. We can just let them go. Thoughts will arise again. Like a balloon, you can just let it go back into the air. There's no test here. There's no requirement that no thoughts come in. They come in and we let them go. They come in and we let them go. As we enter into the silent part of our meditation for the next 15 minutes or so, stay with your breath, gentle breathing. You don't have to follow any particular breath. Just let it flow naturally. And when the time is ready, I will bring us back into this space. Gently coming back into our bodies, allowing ourselves to feel the sensation of the air in the room, of the music playing, allowing ourselves to sense the others in the room, the energy that is flowing. Just staying here a few more moments longer together as we recognize the one power, one presence, one source that is here tonight, recognizing our oneness with this divinity, recognizing the light within our hearts, knowing we are each here by divine appointment, knowing this meditation tonight brings us closer to ourselves, closer to that all that is, closer to that connection with the divine. Just feeling deep, deep gratitude for this time together. Deep gratitude for the center, for these Wednesday night meditations, for this community. Deep gratitude to our body and our breath that houses this energy that is our self. Just sit here in this light for another moment longer. Just feel that light emanating from your heart outward, surrounding yourself, surrounding those around you, filling up the room, beyond the walls and into the ether. There is no separation. There is no disconnection. There is only one. There is only love. And together we affirm this by saying, and so it is. Thank you everyone for being here this evening. It was such a pleasure. I just want to remind everyone about Sunday. We do have 2 services. We have the 9 o'clock, we have the 10:30, and they're both wonderful. And it's just another opportunity to connect to these teachings, to the community. It's just a wonderful way to meet other people who might think a little differently, and then you get to know them and you realize, oh, we're more alike than we are different. And these Wednesday night meditations happen every week. This summer we'll have a couple of special events. If you were here a couple of weeks ago, we had Wayne, our practitioner Wayne, did a sound bath meditation with Tibetan bowls, and it was just beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. So hopefully he'll do one, and you might see me again. So wherever you are, I hope you're safe. And for everyone here tonight, may you travel home smoothly, safely, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Thank you.